Alright, so as I stated in the previous video, which I suggest you watching on how to do routes in Vue.js with the WebStorm IDE. So basically in this video it's the update that I'm showing to how to do the routing properly. So as I stated in the previous video that the method that I was using is just a quick and easy way to do routing. However, I think it said that it's not the safest way to do it and it's not the proper way. So this way is a more modular way and the better way to do this thing. So first of all, let's see here. I already have the development server running. It's basically the same thing from the last video, but I just want to reinforce that you have to install the Vue router. So you just run npm install tac to save dependencies, and you're just going to say Vue router because this is what we need. So this is the command to get the Vue in router installed. So first thing you need to do is to import the Vue router. So you want to say import Vue router. That's what we're going to import, and then we're going to say from Vue tac router. I'm just gonna close that with semicolon, and then we want to say vue.use because we're going to be using this thing. I'm gonna close this as well. We're just going to say vue.use Vue router. So we're just going to use the Vue router here. Next thing that we want to do is we want to create a concept which is going to be called router. You can name that this pretty much anything you want as well as these. I'm just going to call it router just for easy reference. It's going to be equal to a new Vue router. Yeah, instance. Here is that. Then we're just going to pass some objects to it. And you do not want to leave this thing out, or else it will not work. And I'm pretty sure the whole program will not work just the same. I think I did mess this up in the last video, so that's why I'm emphasizing that you do not leave this thing, or else it will throw a major error. Alright, so we're not going to be adding anything in here just yet, so we're just going to leave this right here so far. So again, we're not creating any of the paths here, any constant with any routes. What we're going to do is just to create a new file, which is a JavaScript file. We're going to be creating this file. We're just going to call it routes.js. This file is where it's going to store all our routes. So we're just going to export. We're just going to say export default, and this is going to be an array. And this array is going to have some objects. So the objects are going to be like the paths. So the first part I'm creating is the home path. So this is just a slash. I will just bring it to the home. Next part I'm going to create is the new, which is here from the previous video. I created that new component. So this is we're just going to say new and component. Again, this can go on a different line if you want. However, I prefer it being on one line because it's just one. To me, it's just basically one statement in my opinion. And we're just going to call the new component here. The final one that we're adding, just for now, still, is going to be the something we have here as well, something component. And this component is just going to type as something here. Good. But as you can see, it's throwing some errors here. As you can see, even this the ESLint thing is running on here. So what we want to do is to import these. That is why it's throwing an error, because it cannot find these. So we're just going to import them. So we're just going to say import new from that slash component slash new. Alright, and we're also going to import something from that slash component slash something dot view. I'm just going to close that there. You don't have to put these, but I don't know, sometimes I prefer to put them. However, this is still dull in a sense. So what we need to do is to get it imported here. So we're just going to say imported, well, import, and we're just going to call it routes. I think you can pretty much call it, but we're just going to call it routes for more familiar name, like, and we're importing this from routes. You don't have to go anywhere because this is in the source component here, and we just close that with the one here. Good. So they can, if we should go back to the routes here, you'll see that it is now highlighted because it's now fully functional, in my opinion at least. But this is now dull. So what we want to do now is to come down to our constant route here, and this is where we're going to add it. So we're just going to say routes colon routes, and this is all we need here. You can see it's now it's now more pretty or whatever, colorful. But we want to add mode because we don't want to see the hash sign. So we're just going to get it out of hash mode and put it into history mode. Good. That's all we need. The next thing that we need to do here is just to get this thing to be rendered in the app file, so in the new view instance. So we're just going to say router. Yeah, we could say router, but this is just some redundancy that ES6 got rid of. So we can just put route here, and we'll put our comma to separate the rest of the stuff that are in it. So this is basically all we need here in the main.js file, and here is where we're going to be adding the routes that we're going to be using. So just before we can use this thing, because it pretty much will not work. Just before we can use this thing, we need to add view router here in the main file, in the app file, because this is where it will be rendered. Because if you come here, oh, it's there, but if you come here, we're just going to add the view router here. So this is where it will be rendered. Let's just save this thing and check if everything is in place. See if I made any errors. Now let's go over to our view file, and if we our browser, if we should say new, let's see what will happen. You can see we have, this is the new component. So this is how this thing is done in a more modular fashion, and if we say something, this will go to the something page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new component. So I'm going to call this component test or something. Just, yeah, test.view. So this will be our test component. So again, I'm just going to make it simple. This is the test component, 3 dots, and we're going to save this here, and we're going to come to our routes folder. I'm just going to close this because we're not using it anymore. So we're just going to close this, and we're just going to copy this because I'm not typing that thing out again. And we're just going to change this to test, and here we're just going to say test. Down here I'm just going to copy this as well, but just remember that you have to separate this thing with a comma, and we're going to paste this there, and this is our test component, and just the same here, this is test. and we're just going to save this thing here. And if we should go back to our browser now and we should type test, this should say this is the test component as seen in the previous video. So this is basically all you need to do the routing in a more modular fashion. Just create a JS file and import and export the components to here to the Vue instance or the router instance or whatever, and this is more safer to use and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is basically all you need. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section. If you have any suggestions for any video, you can also leave that in the comment section. Please like, share,